Oh, the other thing I was going to say, can you eat the food? Yes, you know, you can eat the food. We got tired of shish kebab. I don't know whether it happens to everybody, but we got fed a lot of shish kebab. They surely have, you know, there's food, there's bottled water.
Where did you stay? There are a limited number of places in any of these cities, even Shiraz and there are a limited number of places where they can take a group of English-speaking tourists,
Yes.
where the restaurant can handle it.
Yeah, although having just a few is good. You're welcome to look at this. Where did we stay?
Yeah, what kind of accommodations? I mean, you talked about the homestay and figured out,
Right,
I guess you did that.
Right, but for the most part, I would, you know, it wasn't top of the line, but they would have met U.S. standards. They were clean,
Bathroom,
bathroom, Western beds. Although I must say, we had one among us who hadn't traveled before. And I said, Shirley, you're going to bring toilet paper. Barbara, do not put me in a place where there isn't toilet paper. I said, well, I won't, but you're not going to stay at the hotel the whole time. On the hotel, what I basically said to her, you know, 3-star, don't go, if there's anything in town that's 4 or 5-star, we don't want to stay there. So 3-star is sort of where we were. You know, except that we were in one hilarious hotel where it was the only thing, we were out in we'd gone up to the Zoroastrian site, and it's way, way out of the country, and there was only this one place to stay, and we got to our room, which turned out to be a very big room. It's night. Chris turns on the light and bursts out laughing. The window in our room, great big window, as big as, you know, a double one of those, looked out on the corridor. There's no shade, there's no, so, you know, you turn off the light, and you get yourself arranged, and you turn off the light, and you get yourself ready to bed, and, you know, we got up early enough in the morning, and then we didn't have people, but we were right by the staircase. You know, you gotta be easy. So back to the toilet paper. So Shirley, do me a favor anyway. Take a roll to toilet paper, because, you know, I'm pretty sure you're going to have it, but first of all, I don't know whether it's going to be rough or whether it's going to be like, you know, Great Britain in the 60s, which I think was wax paper. I don't know what we're going to have. So our hotels were fine accommodations, but of course there is the daytime. And the daytime, almost all of the toilets are squat toilets. And so, and they don't provide toilet paper, they do usually provide a bucket. So if you have any paper, you can put it in the bucket. And they were always clean. They were always just, whether we were out in the country or in the city in a heavy tourist area or not, they were always clean. No money. No money. There were no money asked at any of the places that we went.
But don't they have water?
And they had water. Yes, it was always a bucket of water, but Westerners aren't all accustomed to just water. So anyway, after the first couple of days, when Shirley wanted to get out of the car someplace, she managed, you know, not to have this grimace on her face. And the last day, we were going into a place, and some woman who clearly had just landed, this was in Isfahan, went in and said, "I can't believe it, there's no toilet paper." And Shirley said, "Why didn't you bring?" what she needs to do. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm happy to try to answer any questions. I'm happy to let people look at the show if they want to look at the show. Yeah, see these wonderful people? They were great. This one, is this someone? This fellow, talk about PR. This man speaks, I don't know, half a dozen languages. He speaks perfect English. He is paid by the mosque. And his job is to go out and say hello and hope you're having a great visit.
Wow.
And thank you for dressing properly. And if you're willing to engage you in a conversation about why your garb is important and why Islam is a vibrant and wonderful religion. And it was an elegant conversation. I mean, he did a beautiful job. And what was so interesting is that's his job. When they discovered, I guess, many of the young men go up in the system, but when they discovered his facility, both for interacting with people and his language facility, that's his job. He's out there every day. But what did he offer? Was it candy or a flower? But he was just wandering around, and we started talking. Very, very clever. I thought Madison Avenue could have learned something from that.
I'll explain, and you're not the first we've heard this, of people you know that have been to Iran and have spoken of how the people on the street have been very, very friendly toward the Americans, and obviously so. How do you explain that attitude among people versus the religious leadership in the country that looks upon us as the great Satan?
Right. Here's my explanation. They elected a long time ago a guy by the name of Mossadegh, who was democratically elected. We are blamed, probably rightly so, for seeing that he was ousted from office. There was a lot of bloodshed that happened, and eventually they ended up with the Ayatollah. There have been a couple of times since then where there have been uprisings, all brutally put down. And what people said to us was, we know it's not what we want, but the price is so high, and we have been given, there is some latitude now. We have some choices, and yes, I have to wear a scarf, but I know my kids are going to get educated. There is a big middle class. It's just the price is so high for dealing with it, and we've been so dramatically defeated a couple of times that we're out there, when we can, voting for Rouhani and for those among the more progressive people, representatives that we can get. But we want our nation to survive as a nation. And there's a lot that the sense of nationhood is palpable. And in some ways, the world having excluded Iran has built that sense of nationalism up. I mean, we had one member of our group who just, she had a hard time not trying to engage our guide in stuff where, come on, give it a break. But, he finally said to her on the nuclear deal, or having nuclear weapons, he finally said, yes, there are all kinds of opinions here in Iran, which I'm not going to share with you, because that's an argument we should have with ourselves about what we should be doing. We shouldn't be having it with somebody outside of our country. And so I think it's the combination of stuff. You know, my kids now getting educated. Part of the reason, you know, there are more PhDs in Iran's cabinet, more PhDs in Iran's cabinet than there have been ever in ours. There are more PhD women in science jobs in Iran than in any place else. There are the government, now they're reversing themselves a little bit, but the government 20 years ago or so got scared about the population rise and made birth control universally available, and they cut the folks who believe they might have choices in life if they had fewer kids are having fewer kids. So it's tough. I mean, it's tough to give up what you have and risk it when sufficiently early in your history you can remember the disappointments. I mean, people remember the return of the Ayatollah with vast disappointment, just shuddering disappointment. Now, that's not everybody. I mean, clearly, if it were everybody, then things would have changed.
So I think we probably need to stop.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay, no, but
This has been
very, very